Alright, welcome back to another video, guys. So you guys seen before, I did a bunch of Fiat stuff, but today's video is going to be a lot more different. Today, we're going to be talking about that movie, Gran Turismo. Alright.
You could die. Who do you think the best driver?
So that movie keeps you on your toes. Definitely, it's an adrenaline movie. Spoiler alert, there is some stuff coming up. So if you guys been on TikTok, Instagram, and everything, you already know what's going down. If you don't want to be spoiled, definitely exit the video and watch the other videos. Keep you entertained with that one, of course, until you see Gran Turismo. My name is Penny. I do car reviews, car shows, car edits, anything that's car related. You already know I'm going to be talking about it. Previously, I did do a talk with the Transformers movie. I also had a small snippet of the Barbie movie with the cars that they had in there. There wasn't too many cars with that one because it was just an electric Hummer, maybe the new Blazer, and then you obviously had the C1 that was a 4-seater, which I thought was crazy. So today we're going to be talking about Gran Turismo. This movie definitely, like I said, spoiler alert, it keeps you on your toes. It is full of emotions. Definitely, it's a lot of up and down. And if you guys haven't seen the movie, I definitely recommend it. So there's going to be about maybe 4 key points that I do bring out with the movie. It is a very long movie. I think it's like 2 hours long. I'm not going to talk about everything exactly in this movie. Now, this movie was based upon a true story. So yes, like Ford versus Ferrari, this exactly was similar to that, where it was a movie that was based upon what actually went down. So some of the scenes, and I'll be bringing them up. So we'll be talking about the main crash scene, which the main actor, Jean, he was going through that. So that was actually a real scene right there. Then I want to talk about Leia, who's actually a YouTuber, and I'll bring that up in a second. And then our third scene would have to be just like an overall feeling of everything, how I felt about it. And a fourth topic, I'll be talking about the cars in the video. So off topic, I actually got to meet Mr. GTR himself and got to obviously shake his hand, take a video with him, and he actually signed a R35 of mine, so you guys can see that. That is Mr. GTR's signature on a miniature R35 that I do have. So am I a big JDM fan? Yes. Yes and no. I'm more towards the Fiat community scene. That's just my dream car, and that's why I got it, obviously. So to talk about today with the Gran Turismo movie, so obviously they were talking about Nissan. And this is going to be my overall review of it. I think it was full of emotion, full of cars, really nice. It definitely kept you on your toes. It kept you sad, it kept you mad, it kept you happy, it kept you glad. So it definitely was an emotional roller coaster, especially if you're kind of connecting that thing to your own personal life and actually engulfing yourself into the video. I think it definitely is an emotional roller coaster. If you're just watching it for the cars, still really cool. Some of the scenes that I liked when they were actually taking the cars apart during mid-drive, it brought it back definitely to the Fast and the Furious days, to where the cars would be pumping in knots and shooting down the lines and everything. Even one of the Ferraris blew one of the valve lifters, and it just completely blew up the engine, and it was smoking and everything. I like how they did that, definitely in Gran Turismo. The money was not an issue, definitely, for producing this film. So the cars that were there that I noticed, obviously you had the Ford GTs, you had the Aston Martin Vintage, you had even a track Camaro. You had a lot of different cars with the GT3 racing kits, a lot of Porsche Cup cars. You had various different cars, which I think was cool, because playing Gran Turismo growing up, obviously you chose different varieties for different tracks. But this movie kind of just said, you know what, we're going to toss it all in. At the end, one of the scenes when they were racing in Dubai, I believe, they had the professional, like, super hyper cars that were like racing and everything. I don't know too much about it because I'm not into that scene. I'm more into the car, you know, cars with 4 doors type scene, 2 doors, hatchbacks. That's my scenery and everything, even trucks and bikes, but not into that supercar racing. I think that this was pretty cool to be seeing different vehicles in that race, because there was a regular Ferrari 458, there was a regular C8 Corvette, there was normal cars that were in the race, and then obviously they had a mixture of those supercars. So it was really cool that Gran Turismo said, hey, we're going to just throw in all the cars, because they have all the licensings to bring in all their vehicles in their games. So you guys can actually create your own car in the game and raced it around the track. So I think that's pretty cool. That's also talking about John's character. So going from talking about all the cars, some other cars that I did notice was going to be the Koenigsegg Gamera. That one made an appearance. And in the movie, I believe it was green and gold. I'm not too sure, but I know there's only like a couple of Gameras that are actually out there. That will be the green and gold one, and then the gray and black one. So I think it was pretty cool that they threw that rich car in there for the rich boy who is part of Team Kappa. Team Kappa, they do own a bunch of golden Lamborghinis down to the Aventador. And I didn't even see the Aventador racing, which is kind of sad, considering that it is a little more power than the Huracan, which is a V10 Lamborghini. But they also had the Lamborghini Huracan STO, which I thought was pretty cool. So that means that Gran Turismo is definitely going to be throwing out a lot of interesting cars out there, so you could pick from a huge variety of different racings. If you guys haven't been to Peterson Museum, they actually have a Gran Turismo simulating racing inside there. So if you can't afford it and you're local in California, head over to Peterson Museum, play for free. It's just one lap, but I mean, you get the whole aspect of a simulation, and you get to drive with a steering wheel, obviously. The other few cars that I did notice driving around was actually in the very beginning. Now this Volkswagen is very rare to be having in the US. Not a lot of people will mod them, but I have seen a few in a few car shows. So pretty cool to see this one out. Some other cool cars I thought was interesting, obviously, was the GTR, the homage of the whole video. They did have a 370Z pacer car or safety car, you know, one that would follow and everything, the pit crew. They also had a Porsche GT3 RS, a normal one. Now I could not find any videos or pictures of the exact one. When John crashed, they had let him finish it in a Porsche. I wish he was kind of just taking it out for a drive and everything. And, you know, it was still pretty cool to see all that going down. So some other cool cars that didn't make inside the film itself was also at the very end. I thought that was pretty interesting. If you guys haven't seen them, towards the end credits, they had a whole entire process on how they actually scan the vehicles and put them into the games. I thought that was pretty cool that they throw that in there. I believe there was an RX-7, an NSX. There's also a R34 GTR Millennium Jade. Those cars are very rare to come by in that color. On to the next subject. So on the third subject, we have Jan. So this guy, he actually is a real life character who took simulating into the real life. Obviously, being behind a computer is a lot more different than being into the real life driving. Even from your daily driving from here to there, going 200 plus miles per hour, smoking corners, burning wheels, and hearing all the noises going around you, it's a lot more stimulating than a simulator. In the movie, it showed various different races that Jan was going through. Now those are chronologically out of order. It kind of just had to obviously build up the suspense so that way you can see how he failed and kept failing until all of a sudden it set into reality that he was going to be doing a lot better. So the Nürburgring race actually happened a little bit after than the whole entire race in Dubai. So that Dubai situation that he actually had seen was kind of just like an oh crap moment for him in Le Mans. He witnessed that guy go right into the wall, catch on fire. It was kind of like he doesn't want to race anymore. So the crashes that did occur, like in a chronological order, just to make it a little more realistic that John is actually going through stuff, would have to be the obviously first crash in the Nuremberg, and that one is actually a real spot-on crash that the original John had requested to put in the film that he had launched because he was trying to pass everybody up. And he was just going a little too fast, of course, and he pretty much launched his car up in the air, doing this kind of pose, and I thought it was pretty cool that they threw it in the movie because you could literally see that GTR just kind of lifting off and just doing a whole entire wheelie. Obviously aerodynamics were not into the effects of this car. It is a really light car when all that speed is happening. It's just launch mode, and that was actually a genuine crash back in 2015 that had occurred. Did seriously injure somebody and injure other people. I am not going to say the other word on YouTube, but you guys know exactly if you follow along the story. That's what happened in the movie. It actually happened in real life as well. So after that, in the movie, they decided to go ahead and crash another character, even though this guy and Kappa in the Audi R8, that one was super colorful, and the guy in Kappa were kind of just teaming up on Homeboy in the GTR. Even though like he was kind of a really a bad person towards him, he still kind of was like, hey, is he okay? Is he fine? Is he doing good? And of course, all that going down in John's head, now he's clouded. He doesn't want to race. So you guys see when he's racing Le Mans, he's kind of slowing down because a lot of stuff's going on in his head. It's kind of like, whoa, life just hit. He's a young kid and he's playing a simulating game. All of a sudden now this is real life. So talking about now the crash, the GTR, I like how they threw into effect when he put his arms up. But of course, when you're flying all over, you kind of just lose control. Even though it is a game, he had that concept in his mind to at least wrap his hands to try not to obviously break your arms or anything. So I thought it was pretty cool. And even down back talking again, when the Ferrari blew its engine, you're not going to see that in the game. You're probably going to see a spin out. You're probably going to see people going off to the sides. But it's a lot more different than hearing the noises. If you guys ever been to a racetrack, or have you guys ever seen the Demolition Derby, you already know what I'm talking about. It's a lot more aggressive than it is in the behind the scenes. The last one is going to be the character Leia. So automatically I knew when I seen this girl, she had a lot more different colors going on with her hair. She had makeup on and everything, but I'm like, wait, this has to be Amelia Hartford. It's crazy when a YouTuber had made it into the actual movie area aspect of it. I do like this tie-in because it basically means that I know Amelia has done videos before. I'm not too sure about those. I haven't seen those, but my first time seeing her in Gran Turismo, I think it's pretty cool because she does YouTube based upon vehicles as well. Having the first twin turbo C8 that was out there, seeing her into this car film that had to deal with Jan's life, and I think that was pretty cool to tie it in because not only is she a YouTuber, she made it into acting. Not only was Jan a simulator racer, he made it into real life racing. So I do like that aspect there. I don't know if that had to do anything within tying together, but I do like how it did tie together for me personally. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Definitely was just a short clip talking about the 4 different things. The cars there were pretty cool. The whole movie was pretty cool. It was a lot of emotion going on once again. And just even seeing... Now, I call him Hopper from Stranger Things. So if you guys haven't seen Stranger Things, that's what I call him, is Hopper. And to see him going through a lot of different emotions in this movie, from him not being able to actually finish Le Mans because he gave up, to passing out the GT3 so Homeboy can finish his lap at the Nuremberg, even though he did wreck and he did technically get disqualified. I thought it was pretty cool that he was able to actually drive the Porsche and finish his lap. That's Jan, of course. And even Hopper at the very end, when and past the line and everything, Hopper was just full of excitement. He actually broke down, and that's 100% good acting. Like, you can't even act that out. Like, that's really good emotion. It does tie in the character a lot. He did a really good job acting that out. And I do also like how Hopper, of course, with his natural attitude, he's always like that. If you guys haven't seen the Santa Claus movie he was in too, it was pretty cool. I think it was called
Violent Night.
There, he was also Santa Claus, but he was also like a funny, kind of like hardcore character, but was kind of like a douchebag character. So his characters are pretty cool. Definitely, when he had first talked to everybody on the track, he was like, none of you guys are going to make it. None of you guys are going to do it. And even down when he was part of Team Kappa, they didn't like him. And he tried to give the guys some friendly advice. But obviously, money is too much for him. So that was pretty cool. The characters are pretty cool in the movie. I do also like how the dad had came around and finally understood the kids' passions, because that's the problem with parents today. They don't trust their kids' passions, you know, and sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse, but you got to let your kids just do what they got to do, and if it fails, you got to just kind of be there for them no matter what, even your best friends. So tying in everything together, it was a pretty cool movie overall. I give it a good 10 out of 10. Definitely crazy to see a YouTuber pop in over there, and just something that was really heartbreaking was all the GTRs crashing and everything, and just seeing the GTR flying through the sky was so cinematic and so emotional, just seeing that thing crash. But overall, it was a good movie. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It's in theaters now, and if not, I'm definitely going to buy the DVD, and who knows, maybe I'll even upload it. No, I don't want to get copyrighted. It just got monetized. So, obviously, advertisement time, the last thing of the video. Before I do end my outro with you guys, I do have this Authentic Origins hoodie. It's a large hoodie, so if you guys want it, tap in down below in the comments. Hit me up on Instagram, pennytheabarth_. You can also get all like sneak peeks and everything, kind of like before I make the videos. So hit me up on Instagram. $150 gets you this hoodie. It's a really nice hoodie. It's good for the winter time coming up after the summer, of course. Or even if you're crazy and you want to wear it during the summertime, let me know, guys. We can even work out a price and everything. Maybe I'll send you some Chill Flow stickers. If you guys haven't followed Chill Flow, that page basically is my main brand page, which I'll start making merch and more stickers and maybe even some secret stuff coming up in the future. But definitely, guys, if you like this kind of review today, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And of course, as always, guys, stay safe and stay chill.